Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Sports Box, where the only opinion that freaking matters is right here. I am Mike Galetta, a.k.a. Hammonton Mike, bringing you another solid special that you're either going to love or going to come to your house and beat your ass. This is the Western Conference Finals, and this is my NHL analyst with me, Brian Attard. Brian, I got to tell you, I got to put it on.
Go ahead.
I'm so pissed off right now. How the hell am I 0-2 in the Western Conference? I get 2 Game 7s, and both teams can't come up big. Unbelievable.
I may have gone 4 for 4. I'm just saying.
That's it.
I'm just
I lay down. Why don't you kick me a little bit? That's all right.
I'm just saying.
All right. You know what? Thank you, folks. That's the
Feel good?
flip.
You feel
I do feel good. The flip tables and all that crap. That's the part of our show we're gonna stop now. Okay. Let's get to the semifinals, and we're going to roll right into the finals again, and hopefully the predictions will roll the right way for me, at least be in the semi the ballpark. First, we're going to talk about the Blues and the Stars. Okay, the Stars, #1 seed. I've been on them the whole year. You know, I had them predicted to go to the finals this year against Washington. Obviously, Washington filled the bargain of that, but the Stars, you know, here's a team built like the Stars, loaded with talent. Patrick Sharp, Jamie Benn. Jason Spiza. I mean, you got guys on this team that consistently score goals, but the one question mark I had that I thought could overcome is the goaltending. And both goalies, with $11 million into both goaltenders, by the way, let the Stars down big time.
You know, we go back to the first round with the Flyers, where we said the 2 goalies means no goalies. This might be the prime example of why splitting goalies doesn't work in the NHL. You're absolutely right. The Stars came into this as the high-flying offensive dynamo, top-scoring team in the league, and it's true. You know, they missed Tyler Seguin in the series, and that did hurt them.
Yep.
You can't discount that, but they had to play better defensively and had to get better goaltending, and they just didn't. Between Kari Letton and Antti Niemi, there was an .884 save percentage. That's not going to fly in the playoffs against a team like St. Louis. You know, it's funny. It's their second straight 7-game series win for the Blues, so they really don't like to make things easy up until this point. But surprisingly enough, we talk about all those stars that Dallas has. Ironically enough, the Dallas Stars, right? St. Louis ended up being the more powerful offense over the 7 games.
Yeah.
25 goals compared to 14 for Dallas. Big, huge blowout win in Game 7. How small did they come up in that game?
You know, that's where I look at Lindy Ruff to say, you know, I don't care if the players came out or not. That's the coach's responsibility to get them up. And how do you get absolutely embarrassed in the 7th game at home like that? 6-0. 6-0. You pull a goaltender out 3-0. The other goalie comes in and lets 3 more in. It's, you know, and don't put it all on the goaltender. This team didn't play solid in the last game at all. They fought hard to get back into the series by winning Game 6, but absolutely came up so small in number 7. I mean, you're talking Klingberg, Demers, you know, Oduya, all these guys, the defensemen on the team. Where did they go? They're just nowhere to be found in the series.
Well, there were 7 Blues players that scored multiple goals in the series, only 3 for Dallas. There were 5 Blues that averaged at least a point a game. The big guns that Dallas did have, Jamie Benn, Jason Spezza, 2 goals in the series between them.
Don't forget Patrick Sharp.
Patrick Sharp didn't really,
veteran leadership coming over from Chicago.
You would think, you know, as much playoff games as he played the past couple of years.
Yep.
You know, I continue to be really impressed by the Blues' depth and their balance. I said it going into the playoffs. I said they had the look of a balanced team that was ready to make some noise after just so many years of disappointment, and here they are.
And you want to talk about 2 words that will show an example for the Blues this year, and maybe just get on his back and carry it, is Vladimir Tarasenko. I mean, he is just playing out of his mind right now. You're talking, he's got 11 goals, I believe, 10, 11 goals.
It's quite a bit, yeah.
I mean, for a guy like that, for a team like the Blues, I mean, guess what? The Blues were no pushover coming into the season. They're definitely a good team, and they were a solid #2 team in this league. You know, guys like veteran leadership like Scotty Upshaw, ex-star Steve Ott. I mean, you got guys on this team that, and Baumeister. How many years has Baumeister been in the league? I remember him in Florida for a long time. But this is a balanced team, St. Louis. I mean, I think they're a really solid team. Brian Elliott, maybe not the Brian Elliott of old, maybe not as solid as he was with the Lightning and coming over to the Stars, but, you know, or coming over from the Lightning. But I mean, he's a good goaltender.
Yeah, you know, I said they would win the series in 5. They did go 7, so Dallas played a little bit better, you know, than I thought they would there. But, you know, again, if St. Louis is going to score like this, they're going to be a real hard team to beat, because it really isn't. I mean, the depth is there. They have 3 solid lines that can score with great players on all of them. They're going to make some noise.
And if you couldn't tell by the rant when I started the game, yeah, I had Stars in 6.
You did.
So, yeah, just come on down. It's all right. Let's go to that one. All right, Screezle. All right, let's go to the Sharks and Predators. This is another game I thought the Predators had, I don't want to say walked through, but this could be another example, as we talked about earlier. The Islanders just happened to be there. But you know what? The Predators had something to play for. This is a team that, you know, had gotten some players over the year, matched the big deal from Shea Weber to the Flyers. I mean, they've really put a good team together with Laviolette at coach. I mean, this team has all the makings of a team coming up. It's just that when push came to shove in Game 7, I hate saying another embarrassment, another smoke job, another total debacle in Game 7.
You know, I think this is a series that no one really expected to see. It ended up being really competitive. You know, coming in, the Sharks, you know, they took down, both of these teams really took down some Western powers with Anaheim and LA to get here. And I think it really came down to the big forwards for the Sharks outplaying the big forwards for Nashville. Top 3 for the Sharks: Logan Couture, Joe Pavelski, Patrick Marleau. They have 13 goals in the series. The big guns for Nashville: James Neal, Philip Forsberg, and Ryan Johansson. They combined for 6. You know, Couture had 6 by himself. That was the difference in the series.
Yeah. And Brett Burns.
Yeah.
Fear the beard. This guy, you know, I was down on him at the beginning of the year. I didn't think he was going to be as good as he is, but he's just aggressive, carries the puck up, big shot. I mean, there's another guy to be reckoned with the Sharks.
Really versatile too. Plays up front, plays back. You know, that's a you don't really see that too often in the game.
You know, they're not a total young team. The Sharks. They're loaded with a lot of veterans, and I think that's really helping them out with, you know, Pavelski and Marleau, and you know, they got a lot of good veterans on Joe Thornton. I mean, this could be the last time these guys make a run with these veterans on the team. So, hey, why not make a run this year? I mean, they're just on fire.
You know, you make a great point. You're right, and I think that they know it. I think that you know, this is. San Jose continues to play really well, and they've really been rewarded. They could have had a lot of opportunities the past couple of years that they haven't really gotten there. Yeah. They could have blown this thing up many times with good reason, and they didn't. They kept it together. You know, brought in free agents, made a couple of good deals, and you know, here they are going to the conference finals. I don't think Nashville is anything to be ashamed of here. It was you know, an accomplishment in itself to beat Anaheim. You know, tip the cap to them. You know, Rinne played well. He didn't get a lot of support, unfortunately. Yeah. But that's the way it breaks.
I was going to say that Pekka Rinne, you know, hats off to Pekka Rinne. I was saying he was the goaltender that might not get to the next level because he hasn't been there. But you know what? In that first period against the Sharks, in that last game, they were outshot 17-3. I mean, it was a shooting gallery out there. I mean, you can't ask for more than that. And plus, you can't win if you don't score a goal. I mean, that's what I said. These two teams, Dallas and the Predators, came up extremely small in Game 7s.
Interesting in this series, the home team won every game. I don't think you really see that often.
Yeah. I mean, I still have some questions about Martin Jones, but you know what? The way the Sharks are playing, I mean, he just has to be almost like a Trent Dilfer type when it comes to football. Just stay back there and not hurt him. You know, you don't let in a soft goal. Don't let in, you know, just make some nice saves. And let your team.
We talked about Matt Murray playing well. How about giving some credit to him too?
Matt Murray.
Martin Jones. You know, who really thought that was going to be a strength of the Sharks.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's go to the finals we got here. We're going to go to the Sharks and the Blues, and you know what? This time Brian says I've been an ass a bunch of times. I'm going to let you make your prediction first.
You know, I think this is probably a series that most people didn't see coming. Again, a lot of those Western powers.
I didn't see the Sharks did this one.
No, Chicago, Dallas. I mean, St. Louis has had a very impressive road to get here.
Yeah.
Both of which, you can make a case that both the teams they've beaten, Chicago and Dallas, are more formidable than a team like San Jose. You know, listen, the Blues look really good coming in here. Their scoring's coming in from all over the place, and they're getting production from guys that aren't the household names. Robbie Fabry is a rookie this year, playing very, very well for them. Troy Brouwer, a guy they got in trade for Oshie from Washington, playing well with timely goals. Even Backus, you know, a guy who might not be there next year. You know, UFA. You know, we'll see where they go. San Jose's offense though is a little bit underrated. They were 4th in the league this year in goals. I think if I asked you, hey, where do you think San Jose was in goals? You probably wouldn't say they were top 5. They were 4th in the league.
You think San Jose? You're thinking why they even have a team. And if I remember right, this is the 25th anniversary of the Sharks.
I believe that's right.
Yeah. So that was, you know, hey, more juice for them. You want to say it's minor, but hey, it's more juice for San Jose Sharks because San Jose, why should they even have a team? But in any sense, and you know what? I was going to say lastly, the networks. I wonder how they're feeling about this game. I mean, in hockey, it's a little bit different. They're just trying to get people to watch the sport and everything. And we know, you know, they're not at the bottom of the barrel, but they're not a very watched sport compared to football and basketball in this country. But in the same sense, San Jose, not a big market, small market team, but you know what? The Sharks have been there before. Yeah, no, I think for San Jose to really have a chance here, they're going to need their big 4, you know, to play very well. They rely on them, and I think that again, the difference between the two teams is depth versus a little top heavy on the Sharks. I think Logan Couture's going to take this series over. Yep. He is their best offensive player. He's their most dangerous player. Had a great series. He's hot right now. Yeah. Brett Burns has to stay hot.
Absolutely. But you know what? Again, I'm gonna take St. Louis here in 6 games. I like their balance. I love their defense with Pietrangelo back there in Shattenkirk. I think their depth is going to prove to be a little too much for a Sharks team that I think the way they're structured relies a little more on their top end, where if you're able to shut that top end down, maybe put a really good shutdown pair on the top line, it's going to be hard for San Jose to find that secondary scoring. You know, and I've been saying this the whole time. I felt the biggest test the Blues had with Chicago in round 1. I think that
they knocked off the champ.
They did, and I think that the opponents have been getting gradually a little less formidable. I'm going to take the Blues here in 6.
Well, folks, buckle them up because we're going to agree on something. I agree wholeheartedly with Brian. I think the Blues a little too much for the Sharks to handle. I think with the Blues led by Tarasenko, you got guys like Scotty Upshaw, Steve Ott, Bouwmeester back there. You know, guys, veteran leadership. I like that in a team. A lot of guys on this team playing well. Like you said, Backus, Shattenkirk. I mean, they're all playing well, and this team was a number 2 seed for a reason. The Sharks, I don't want to say they're playing out of their element, but they're playing on adrenaline with this team, maybe not getting there again. You know, Brett Burns, a great guy, playing phenomenal right now. Pavelski, Marleau, Thornton, you know, you got guys that have been there before, veteran leadership. It still sticks in my craw, the Martin Jones factor. I still can't get over how a guy like that is carrying his team in there. But in the same sense, they're there. Congratulations. I just think the Blues are too much for them. I'm going to take the Blues in 6 as well. I just think it's going to be, you know, we got Blues. I have Blues Lightning final. You have Blues Pens final.
I do.
Yeah. And we can go back in time. I may think about the Pens, but you know what? I'm going to stick with the Lightning right now. So for me, it's going to be the Blues in 6. That's my prediction for Brian. We're on the same page, Blues in 6. That's all the time we have for the Sports Box. Keep an eye out because remember, obviously we got our Stanley Cup final coming next week, and we're going to have some more stuff coming. And I got a big announcement for you. You all have been looking for some big announcements, and I'm going to announce on the show. We've announced the contract situation. Brian Attard will be a full-time person of the Sports Box here. So I will have a partner most of the time. There will be some episodes I'll run solo. Won't be that many, but Brian will be here for most of the time. Brian, welcome to the Sports Box full-time.
Happy to be here.
Okay, I hope everybody likes this situation that we got going on. He'll be here for a while, so make sure you keep watching us. We're going to have some good stuff coming. Actually some software coming, so it's going to be challenging for the computer illiterate guy over here, but that's fine. We're gonna make it work for it. Because remember, at the Sports Box, the only opinion that matters is right here, baby. Keep an eye out for us. Take care. See ya.
Don't forget to subscribe.